Let's see what they're going to be considering for their Lapu-Lapu. They're trying to take away a comfort in Lutfi. I believe in MPL Indonesia, Lutfi was he was prolific with the Lapu-Lapu for the previous season. So they're just respecting that. Interesting though that they decided to respect that before the Phoveus. Considering that Phoveus is one of those heroes that are very happy to go up against the R-Lot because he gets this passive effect a little bit faster with all the dashes he brings to the table.
I think that CFU need to get rid of Gatot. They get rid of the Gatot, they want to make sure that they can at least have a way to kind of keep on progressively escalating the fight rather than having to disengage as soon as the AOG comes out. That way, Boxy can still maintain a high level of priority. And keep in mind, technically Kalia as well as Arla can swap roles as well, right?
Yeah,
you throw Kalia into the EXP and then Arla into the support.
That'd be an interesting swap if they did that. So the CC's last man, XP lane focus for CFU, and then ONIC went with the gold lane focus to go ahead and narrow those options down. So
I think ONIC might be able to take a page out of the book from ONIC, the ONIC team that competed in MWI, and even Team Vitality. They can go Akai EXP. Sorry, I'm gonna say it. I love Akai.
I'm down for it.
Yeah, against the R-Lot, because we've seen R-Lot struggle against Akai EXP in the past because once you go in, you get heavy spun out and you completely have your flow broken.
Yes, not to mention that his Akai's base damages in lane is actually pretty good. And the fact that you develop your own natural shield already takes away the value from Arla trying to trade freely against you. But here we go. We got the Phoveus. I think it's totally fine, right? You already have 2 dashes available. Well, arguably 3 dashes here. And that's totally okay, right? It just makes sure that the mid duo is confirmed. It's Badang plus the Zushin. Now, how does CFU respond to this, right? Because I'm expecting both Badang alongside with the Kalia to both take Concussive Blast. So really, it's the damage profile that's going to matter here. I think it's going to be the Zetienne from the side of CFU. It makes sense. It's got the enough ways to kind of reset Arla to make him real strong. And considering how Wadu played in the previous game, I think he might just be another out.
And what about gold lane too? Because gold lane, you still need a what's left? Harith? They go. Whoa! I didn't think they would go with the Harith because I figured they would want some extra physical damage because this is a. I mean, you're lacking that, right? I mean, yeah, you have a little bit here, but profile-wise, and that's what we've been talking about throughout this entire draft, is you kind of expect, okay, gold lane, you're going to go with a physical damage dealer, but they go with the Harith instead. But let's not hate it, because we were talking about the Harith in the previous matchup, but Oheb proved us wrong.
I feel like there's a confidence pick by CFU. They're signaling to ONIC, like, we know we can win this game, that we know we can win this before the 14-minute mark.
Yeah, I mean, it's just to make sure that they could completely utilize every bit of Zetien's kit. MR Shred, there is stun, there is a pushback, so every little bit of the kit is utilized. I thought maybe Granger, but again, here's where it gets dangerous, right? If Lupti gets far ahead, those dashes are going to start stacking up. He's going to get a lot of passive triggers, but there's a limit, right? If you have too many passive triggers, then you're not going to be able to do much. If there's just enough, then you can keep consistently resetting.
Yeah, if you're only joining us now, again, CFU has the lead in this series. One more win puts them against Team Liquid for the qualification match heading into the playoffs here at MSC. Gideon, Naisu, let's go.
All right, thank you, Remar. Once again, you heard it here first. 1-0 against the Indonesian champions. Cambodia is looking to represent CFU. You hear it every single time. This time we got a visual on what that looks like. They are ready to play as we head on into the Land of Dawn for game number 2 in this best of 3 series. This is going to be a fun one. Detective on that blue side, Kyrie on that red side, both with a purple buff start.
Looking at this too, again, from game 1, CFU started on a roll right away. They took it to ONIC from minute 1. We'll see if they try to replicate that here. Might be a little bit different, but definitely, I want to see if ONIC has an answer for Boxy specifically. And yes, OP doesn't have his hands on the Kimmy, but they've got a lot of crowd control to go ahead and use. You can already see Boxy being aggressive and just trying to give some information over here. And this will be a little bit different too for Wadu. Now that he's got his hands on this R-Lot. Taking a look at the emblems here too, they're still quite tanky enough. They've got some decent damage, a little bit of mystery shop there too. A lot of impure rages, of course. The CFU still wants to go ahead and be pretty aggressive throughout this game. A little 1v1 action. Severo though, this time around, the bob, the weave, the Rhapsody. And there'll be a back forward. Whoa! Sands, though, this time gets first blood for ONIC.
Yep. So, in terms of the emblem setup, Keyboy decides not to take concussive blast, but instead wants to be able to kind of move a little bit faster with the help of the quantum charge. Helps with those rotates, helps to be able to move in and out of those fights. But more importantly, they don't actually want to push the waves. And Boxy, unfortunately, with that concussive blast, doesn't have a choice as they attack topside.
Oh, Boxy. Boxy goes aggressively, will flicker out, but gets taken down. Kyrie picking up a kill, so way better start for ONIC in game 2.
A much better start indeed. ONIC have adjusted their plan. You want to be aggressive, you want to punish your aggression, right? And at least for Severo, he's very comfortable in this Harith v Granger matchup. They played it for months because of the previous patch.
Yeah.
Now we go to the very first turtle.
First turtle still going to be CFU that starts it up. Wadu. Fury the Phoenix is going to be dropped down. Final Slash won't connect. They're going to jump in. Loopy, though. Infernal Blast. Infernal Pursuit. One down. Still going to be on. Loopy in trouble. Trying to get away. Goes in with a Dark Wave. Gets enough health back. Looking for Opie. But finally will fall. CFU picking up a couple themselves. Plus this objective. A hard-fought first turtle for the game.
Oh my God, Boxy. That was actually kind of sick. He jumps in, knowing that Lupti wants to get the passive stack on the Detective first so he can start using the Infernal Pursuit, catches him mid-punch, and then the rest of the team chain CCs him. By the time he gets the Infernal Pursuit, Detective gets a free disengage. Let's watch through this one more time, right? Because Detective is here. He gets pushed back, he sees Keyboy, and then Lupti gets knocked up and allows them to disengage properly because Sans can't cover Lupti on top of the fact that Keyboy is dead. So really good stuff here. It's these small moments from CFU which is making the difference.
Yeah, and in that, Opie got taken out earlier on. He did have to burn the flicker, so ONIC will find something, and that's, you know, what you mentioned is anytime Keyboy can set things up, he'll go ahead and try to do that. Doesn't have the flicker available now too, but still ONIC holding on to a very minor lead. This is going to be one of those games too where the gold laners really play a part, as Severo has done a good job farming up. Singh as well hasn't gone down despite dealing with a lot of 1v1 pressure. This is, like Gideon mentioned, the classic matchup that we're so used to seeing in the gold lane between these two heroes. So the teams for now are really just looking off pick-off potential, you know, around the rest of the map here.
Yeah, again, this is a very interesting matchup between these two gold laners, right? Because we've seen it many times, but it really boils down to the battle spells. Because now both sides don't have the flicker. It becomes a skill matchup, right? Severo must maintain a certain amount of distance to stay outside of the Zaman Force. Because if Singh dashes on top of Severo and commits hard enough, he will actually win out in this 1v1, right? Severo needs to make sure that he can poke out Zing and keep his health bar at a minimum, so even if he goes for the all-in, Severo with 2 Rhapsodies should be able to take him out.
Oh, Boxy gonna try to do something here. Purify's gonna be popped already, so Severo's gonna be fine. That is a battle spell down, so a little bit of an advantage right now for Singh to work on that Harith. We'll see if ONIC tries to go ahead and help out, but Turtle's going to be the next focus for both the teams here.
Yep, they're going to force out that top side, knowing that Severo doesn't have that Purify. Whoa!
Sans jumping in. We'll get the flicker out. Singh, though, going to try to cut it off with the Zaman Force, so that's going to be burned as well. A couple battle spells and ultimates, but meanwhile, the fight for this turtle. ONIC has control. Wadu there, final slash, but Kyrie will secure the turtle. Still going to be breaking down the fight. Wadu going to be in trouble, and Kyrie will get a kill as well. Takes a shot at Opie. I don't think you get anything more. Keyboy not going to burn that flicker for that. So focus for ONIC is the objective. They get a couple kills. They won't get this mid turret just yet.
Yeah, all this because Wadu just whiffed the ult. That's really what it boiled down to.
Yeah.
If he hit that ult, it would be a different story. Because he was left out in the water and considering that the front line was getting shoved in from the side of ONIC ID, making sure that Detective couldn't cover that space, that's how ONIC ID were able to take this turtle for free. But now back into the gold lane, right? Again, a lot of resources are getting thrown up to this top side. The fact that Sans wasn't really part of that fight to begin with just goes to show how important it is for both gold laners to have some form of pressure, some form of a lead to really skew it in their favor.
So close here too, despite, you know, other than the jungle, which is, I guess, to be expected when you get a lead like this in Kyrie. Again, Keyboy gonna be fine. Tsunami Slam won't land. Boxy punish this time, and a kill goes over to Severo. Still the Dark Wave. Loopy jumping in. Force of Flicker. Fury of Phoenix will be used. No one else to follow through. So ONIC happy with one.
Yep, really nicely done there. Making sure, hey, you tsunami slam. Okay, sure, not that big, not a big of a deal. Loopy just flickers on out of there. Instantly punished, knowing that Boxy still had his flicker on cooldown. So just really good tracking of the battle spells from ONIC ID, right? Both sides will find any little bit of advantage. T1 collapses down on bot side, but now we are starting to see the ball roll. I'm not sure how Kyrie is going to go, but it looks like he's going to go for the BOD. He's real greedy because he's also taking cooldown boots on top of it. And not to mention, Severo already with the Sky Piercer, this is where Zing has to be careful.
Is this just because of like a confidence play? Zing, wow, going forward, Severo. He saw ONIC, the rest of the members there, so he's just going to clear that out. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to do much more, but that is no Zaman Force now available for this turtle. So ONIC might have enough of that information. Boxy's going to go ahead and take a look. I'm not sure if they're just going to rely on a Flannel Slash for this fight here. It's going to go for a little bit of a reset. Dark Wave. They go through. Zing gonna have to join the fight. There's the final slash we were looking for. Fury the Phoenix dropping down. Keyboy, Tsunami Slam as well, but Kyrie still gets the turtle. Zing unleashing now, looking for Sans. Meanwhile, Loopy's gonna be in trouble as well. Sans still up. The Zing can't get the last hit that he was looking for, but now it's Kyrie. Before he falls, he'll pick up a kill, and Wadu will survive. I don't think they're able to find Sans, though.
Wow, that fight. It didn't look like it started off well, but it worked out at the very end. I would love to see a replay of that fight one more time, because it really boiled down to Wadu jumps into the middle of the fight. Let's see how many people he catches with that final slash, right? He gets in there, the backline gets attacked, and that's where things start to snowball out of control. When both Zing and as well as Wadu are able to get their initial resets, because right now they're still pretty tanky, and there's not enough damage from the side of ONIC Indonesia to commit and spread it out and distribute it amongst a lot of spots.
Again, Wadu, I know we didn't get to see the entire play out, but he did a phenomenal job, too, at zoning Kyrie out. So Kyrie wasn't able to actually join some of that crucial moments of that fight. So, and then, you know, survives it all after that with the flicker. So great decision from CFU. So ONIC, you know, they lose. They had about a 3,000 gold lead that they were working with. It's going to be whittled down pretty much to an even game here, at least economically. But right now, it's still ONIC with a little bit of a pressure lead, the way that they're playing around this. But I guess they've got to respect what CFU can throw at them, especially between Wadu and Boxy.
I mean, sure. I mean, the fights are looking good for CFU Gaming, but now, as you can see, the conversion isn't the most deadly, right? It's not like a 5K gold swing. It's only a 3K gold swing so far. And when we look at the items as already built, we're going into the second phases of the game. We're going into the mid game, right? BOD already complete for the side of Kyrie, and it looks like he wants to eventually build up to an endless battle. Lutpi, he's not even going for Thunderbelt at this point of time. He's literally anti-Cuirass. I'm going to be able to tank as much damage as possible. I really need to see the MR come through from him. And honestly, the anti-Cuirass is kind of strange. I would have liked to see him play the Thunderbelt from the get-go.
Yeah. Early initiation from Boxy. Fury the Phoenix to follow. They get the beacon out from Sans. Sans, a little bit low here, still half health, but that's a whole lot from both sides utilized for this. Lord is for the taking. They're fighting for control. CFU, there's a final slash on Sans. Sans goes down. CFU, numbers advantage, gonna be jumping into the fight. Wadu's in trouble. Takes a couple hits from Severo, but Loopy has to flicker out as well. Severo has all the room in the world to move. A shot comes out and Loopy upholds them together, but he finally falls. And now Kyrie, looking for Detective, wants to line up the shot, but doesn't have it just yet.
Oh, he's time.
Keyboy jumped in, but he's gonna get punished as Zing was waiting around the corner. An even fight for both.
Oh my goodness. All right, it's a battle of inches at this point, right? Both frontliners end up dying here. CFU, they do get a bit of a reset. Nobody's going to be able to take the Lord just yet. And the worst part is as these fights are going through, we start to see the micro plays, right? We start to see the efficiencies from ONIC's side. Yeah, I'm down 2 kills, but look at Sakeva's Vera and as well as Kyrie's damage. They're through the roof. They're topping the charts right now. And even Lutpi, without any damage items, is still able to provide and contribute. The worst part about this is the fact that Detective is 2 levels down. They don't really want to take this Lord. They really want to fight ONIC because they know they will lose a 50-50.
Oh, final slash can be used again. Keyboy can be in trouble. Keyboy out of the picture. Still going to be breaking out. Wadu goes down next. Loopy also half health. Falls to Zing. Now they're going to be looking at a huge Appraiser's Wrath on Severo. Will force him back, but the Lantern Flare will give a double to Severo. Now, CFU has no choice but to back off of this. Kyrie's still up, but they're gonna fight under the mid lane turret. Sans in trouble, but they'll punish him anyway. And Kyrie now looking for another. They wipe him out. A great fight for ONIC.
Down to the wire. Sans able to get that final pickup, allowing Kyrie to come in and run through the rest of them. Even Severo able to stack back up. This is a fully built, fully scaled Yi Should Shin. Level 15, his ult is on a short cooldown. Let's watch this one more time, right? Because this fight all started with Wadu actually picking off Keyboy and not one of the big damage dealers, which is what we saw the last time, right? We saw Severo dying early in that previous fight, but as this progressed, you notice they can actually kite 4 days.
Yeah.
There is no means for CFU to really extend their lead without the Arlet. Detective is great at planning his foot down and being an immovable object and slowly take space, but cannot reach further than it.
I think even that, when you get a glimpse of them, still pressing on the gas in the mid lane, it's like, you don't convert that kill on Sans, you are going to get severely punished, and that's what we saw there. Even then, Sans able to protect Severo enough to give him that opportunity to survive that whole thing was great teamwork there. So this now leads them to this Lord. It's going to be marching towards that mid lane. You can see the stacks here too for Severo.
So good. 560 natural stacks, 46 on the Sky Piercer. And now with this Lord, they're hoping to get as many inhibitors as possible. Keep in mind, they have the better sieging composition. CFU, if they want to take space, somebody has to commit.
Okay, they'll clear it out. Seal's going to be used. It looks like they want to fight. Boxy's giving them a call. Retri's going to be used from Detective. Boxy jumps in. Tsunami Slam. No one to target. Fury the Phoenix already dropped down. ONIC might choose to counterplay into this. Loopy with a Dark Wave. Final Slash going to bring Loopy. He goes under the turret. A great combination. ONIC down one member. Still going to be looking for the fight. Severo will keep Opie in check. Zing. Very aggressive, but CFU will just find one.
Nicely done by Detective. He saw that bar full. He knew that Lupe was going to come out of the out of the taunted state. And immediately, as soon as he made the mistake of pressing his auto attack, Detective hops over the wall to pull him underneath the tower. That's the way CFU Gaming, they understand they've got a shark on their logo for a reason. They are fishing for ONIC ID.
It reminds me of what LaFell mentioned about sharks and the noise they make. But, yeah, that's it. That glimpse of CFU, it's really the timing they need. We do see this, the Holy Crystal and the Divine Glaive are there now for Zing, and I feel like, he's pretty aggressive, and you can rely on the Purify here, but maybe that's just the way CFU wants to play it out. I think even as we get up to the next Lord here in about 40 seconds, still it's, they got to be able to withstand that initial kind of onslaught from ONIC. They've been the ones, CFU, from game 1 to now even game 2, despite even being down, to start these fights. I don't know if it would change much for them if they let ONIC be the ones to get the first get-go on it.
I don't think they can afford it right now, mainly because Detective is a level down on Kyrie. And we know that with these world-class junglers, that one level difference really is the difference maker.
Detective.
Oh, no.
They're going to force a fight in anyway. Final Slash already used under the tier 1 turret in the mid lane. Still going to be looking for more. Detective finally falls. Zing sees multiple low health bars, but Severo just unleashes. Keyboy jumps on in. They're going to be able to take out Zing, but it's a double for Opie. A trade already 3 for 2. And ONIC still with Kyrie up. Do they go and take this Lord? They're so low here.
Yep, they are low, but Kyrie is going to heal up. There's no actually, I don't think if they're able to do the... Oh, wait, no, Kyrie should have enough damage, but he's going to let Severo do the tanking. So once he's got just enough health, he gets back in and they start switching places. So nicely done from the side of ONIC Indonesia. Let's look at that fight one more time, because I was surprised that they decided to fight here, of all places. Why would you do it so close to mid-tier 1?
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, if they are going to start a fight, maybe not there. That's not the best place. So even if they pick up a couple kills, ultimately they now have to deal with the Lord.
That was very upsetting. I think that's one of the bigger miscalculations coming in from the side of CFU Gaming. Even though, to be fair, their initiation wasn't that bad. And I could definitely see an angle. But the problem is that mid-tier 1 is still available, and that's what takes away from that power position, hiding onto that mid-brush. Now, the siege is going to be a little tough, I'm not going to lie, but Opie did buy that Wishing Lantern. In terms of Zing, he's really, really strong, but he needs that space to take full advantage of that Examine Force so he can start chrome dashing around. Oh,
Whoa! Boxy gonna start the fight anyway. Keyboy gone. Lord's gonna kind of march into the mid turret. It falls. But now ONIC, do they still want to fight this? Even down a member. Severo's at half health. Boxy gonna jump in with Tidal Strike again. They're gonna force the fight anyway. Beacon already gonna be used from Sans, giving them the space to work with. They're gonna be able to find Wadu. Still has the immortality, but Zing now once unleashing on Sans, they're gonna be able to pick him up. It's a double already. But Kyrie comes back in, and Severo's still up. The immortality will not be enough. And now it's Kyrie and Severo still inside the base, and it's Opie and Detective. Woo. Does ONIC want to end this game here? They've got a little bit of this minion push.
Nah, they can't. They can't. Not yet. Unless they kill Opie right here. Detective, please stand in the right spot here. Severo's allowed to auto-attack. And same goes for Kyrie to the Crystal, but it does basically nothing as long as they maintain these waves.
They're going to go ahead and maintain it. Again, Detective going to watch out. Kyrie will go ahead and go for it anyway. Now they're going to work on the base, and that's going to be enough. Double kill for Severo. We're going to game 3.
Man, I definitely thought he had an opportunity to walk back into the fountain, but again, just not enough